Der Laffen War, Episode 1, Old Gobfang's Fire, a Warhammer 40,000 orc comedy special. Two orcs walk into a bar. Da bar loses. Right, now that I got your attention, sit down, lads, closer to the fire. Not you, Skit. You'll catch light again. Here's a thing about the galaxy what nobody likes to say out loud. Everyone in it is miserable. The humies is scared. The pointy ears is sad about something what happened 10,000 years ago. The tinheads don't even have faces to be miserable with, and they still manages it. And then there's us. Orcs is the only ones out here having a good time. Fighting's fun. Winning's fun. Losing, well, losing don't count. 'Cause if we die fighting. And if we runs off, we can always come back for another go. And where there's fighting, there's laughing. Say muscle, lads, say muscle. So tonight, before the morning push, I'm gonna teach you the proper jokes, the old ones, the good ones. Pay attention, some of this is educational. Section 1, the wisdom of day-old ones. We starts with sayings. Orcs don't write much down. Glyphs is for banners and truck names. Wisdom travels by gob, from old boys like me to young gits like you. A proper saying is short, true, and useful in a fight. If a saying ain't useful in a fight, it ain't wisdom. It's just noise. The fastest way through a wall is angry. Every gun's a sniper gun if ya walks close enough. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can blow up today. Never eat a squig what's still winning. Count your teeth before the doc does. If all you got is a chopper, every problem's got a neck. A quiet orc is sneaking, dead, or a blood axe. Worry either way, and the oldest one of all lads. Carve this one on your insides. If it ain't broke, it ain't been dakka'd enough. Section 2. Riddles, or testing a boy's thinking. Next, riddles. A riddle's how you tests a boy's thinking without having to it him. You asks a question, he answers, and if he answers wrong, you hits him anyway, so nothing's wasted. Cunning exercise this. Gork approves. Or Mork. One of 'em. Why don't orcs retreat? 'Cause forward's where the enemy keeps all his stuff. What's the difference between brave and stupid? Winning. Why's Rookfang's truck called unstoppable? Brakes fell off. What d'you call an orc what lost a fight? Late for dawn next one. What d'you get if you cross a grot with a stick bomb? Distance. What's the last thing a humie tank hears? The tank busters laughing. Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody knows, lads. Orcs don't knock. If something's knocking, shoot the door. What's the difference between a truck and a wreck? 'Bout 10 seconds. What's the difference between a doc and the enemy? The enemy stops when you're dead. And the big one. How many humies does it take to stop a war? Dunno. Never been enough humies. Section 3. What Humie says. Now, here's a strange thing about humies, lads. They says things they don't mean. All the time. It's called being civilized. An orc says what he means. If I says, I'll crump ya, start counting. But humies talk in curly words, and half the fun of fighting 'em is finding out what The words was wharf. The commissar stood on the wall and yelled fire at his lads. Very helpful of him. We was thinking the exact same thing. One Humi captain swore he'd give us a warm welcome. Weedy Git gave us last fire, what ain't warm at all. So the burner boys went and showed him what a warm welcome looks like proper. Manners is manners. The Humi map called it No Man's Land. Well, we ain't men, is we? Moved right in. The Humies once demanded our surrender. We had a look through the loot pile, ain't got one. Sent 'em a stick bomb instead, with apologies. A Humi judge asked an orc if he had anything to say in his defense. Defense, said the orc. I was attacking. And me favorite, a Humi general said we'd take is ill over his dead body. Nice of him to give directions. Section 4. Walking into things. You heard the first joke of the night. 2 orcs, 1 bar. That's the oldest joke shape there is, lads. Humies tell 'em too, only in their jokes. Everyone walks into the bar, all careful like, and nothing gets broke. What's the point of that? A proper night out ends in a fight, or it wasn't a night out. It was just drinking with extra steps, standing around. An orc walks into a bar, and through it, and out the other side. Wrong bar. An evil son's boy drives into a bar. Everyone agrees he technically got there first. A snakebite walks into a bar with his squig. No squigs in here, says the barman. The squig says nothing. Barman is replaceable. 2 weird boys walk into a bar. The survivors is still arguing about what happened next. A commando walks into a bar. No, he don't. You only think he did. That's how good he is. A death skull walks into a bar, walks out with day bar. A knob walks into a bar. The bar apologizes, and the last one. 2 Humies walk into an orc bar. Nah, they never. Even Humies ain't that stupid. Section 5. Day trades. Now, the odd boys. Mechs and docks is born knowing their trade. It's in the blood, like fightin'. A mech can build a truck out of thin air and spite. A dock can put you back together from bits, and he will, whether you asked or not. You pays 'em bothie in teeth, and you trusts 'em bothie complete. Beat. You just counts your fingers after. Boss, the wagon's making a funny noise. Then laugh back at it. What's this red lever do? Dunno. Pull it and we'll both find out. How long till the wagon's fixed? Fixed enough to drive, or fixed enough to stop? There's a difference. 6 teeth of difference. Good news, boss, said the doc. We saved your arm. Where is it then? In this jar. Told you we saved it. This won't hurt a bit, said the doc. Promise? Yeah, I can't feel a thing. Count backwards from 10, said the doc. 10. Good enough. Kelonk. How many fingers am I holding up? Said Dark. 3. Close enough. Day was yours. Will it hurt? Not me. The smoke means it's working, said the mech. And if there's no smoke, then it's saving up to work all at once. Run. And the truest one ever told. Right, said the mech, wiping his hands. Your engine's fine. Your problem is the truck around it. Section 6. Grots. Grots now. Every camp's crawling with 'em. Little green gets what carry. Dig, fetch, and test things what need testing. We laughs at grots, lads. That's the natural order. But here's a thing the young boys don't know. Grots got their own jokes, what they tells quiet when the bosses ain't listening. The quiet ones is sharper. That's grots all over. What's a grot's favorite part of da battle? The bit where he's somewhere else. A grot found a shooter bigger than himself, so now he's a knob. Nobody's looked at him closely yet. Here's what the grots whisper mind. Grot wisdom. Be useful, but never the most useful. The most useful grot gets taken on missions. How does a grot make the boss laugh? Quickly. What does a grot want written on his grave? Someone else's name. And a classic. How many grots does it take to check a minefield? All of them, eventually. Section 7. Dio clans. 6 clans in Orkdom, lads, and a proper Waaagh mixes the lot. Goths, that's me. We, it's things. Evil sons go fast. Bad moons is rich. Their teeth grow quicker. Death skulls steal anything what ain't nailed down. Didn't steal the nails. Snake bites do things the old way, with squigs. And blood axes. Blood axes use tactics. We don't talk about it in front of the younglings. Now, mocking your cousin clans round a fire is tradition older than the fire. So, how the clans bury a fallen boy. Goths where he fell. Evil sons still moving. Death skulls, soon as day's done with his pockets. How the clans start the morning. A Goth it's the day first, before it gets ideas. An evil son's boy's already gone. A death skull's even your breakfast. 3 boys got across a river. The Goth walks across the bottom. Angry, the evil son's boy. It's da water so fast, he skips across like a stone. The snakebite whistles, and his squiggeth drinks the river. Show off. A Goth, an evil son's boy, and a blood axe comes up to a Humy fort. Big wall, little door. The Goth goes through the wall. The evil son's boy goes through the wall, faster in a truck. The blood axe goes through the door. Nobody's trusted him since. Another blood axe won a battle without losing a single boy. The war boss demoted him on day spot. If nobody got crumped, was it even a battle? And the best of the lot, a bad moon and a death skull is arguing who's shooter's best. Mine cost 100 teeth, says the bad moon. Mine's painted lucky blue, says the death skull. The goff next to 'em don't say nothin', just crumps 'em bofy and picks up the shooters. Now the best two is a mine. Goffs don't win arguments, lads. They ends 'em. Section 8. Day neighbors. The galaxy's full of gits, and we've fought the lot. That's how you gets to know someone proper. You trades a few crumps. You learns their ways. Humies, beakies, pointy ears, tinheads, bugs. Good neighbors, all of 'em, in that they keeps turnin' up for another go. So here's what free wars of watchin' 'em taught me. Humies build big walls around their cities. Very helpful. Saves us askin' where the good stuff is. Humie tanks got a little door on top so the crew can get out. Ours don't. Why'd you wanna get out? Humie docks drag the wounded off the battlefield. Our docks drag 'em back on. Fresh air and exercise. Commissars shoot their own lads for running away. Best Humie idea yet. Only thing wrong with it, they's pointing the gun the wrong way. The fishheads keep sayin' they fights for the greater good. Never met him. Must be a big boss. Tinheads live forever. Poor gits. Imagine never gettin' to die in a proper fight. The Humie's dead boss ain't said a word in 10,000 years, and a million worlds still does what he says. Now that's a boss. Spiky boys, nail skulls all over their armor. That ain't scary. That's just sloppy loot storage. The beakies put their worst wounded in a walking coffin covered in guns. Best idea they ever had. Shoulda started there, and the one every boy knows. Beaky's been wearing the same armor for 10,000 years, and they calls us primitive. Section 9, the free gits tales. Right, the long ones now, the free gats tales. Oldest story shape by day fire. Free gats walk in, and da last one wins. And da last one's always day orc, lads, cause an orc's tellin' it. If a pointy ear tells it different somewhere, well, he's wrong. A Humie, a tinhead, and an orc is locked in a Humie prison. The Humie digs a tunnel out. Takes him 10 years. Da tinhead phases through the wall. Takes him a think. The orc digs a tunnel straight into the guard room. Well, where else was the fight? A Humie general challenged a war boss to a game of regicide to settle things civilized. Da war boss ate da king. Your move. A Humie, a pointy ear, and an orc get sentenced to death, and each picks how he goes. Da Humie picks the firing squad, quick and proper. The pointy ear picks poison, elegant like. The orc picks old age. That ain't on the list. Then come and put it on. The Inquisition once caught a spiky boy, a pointy ear, and an orc. The spiky boy talks after a day. The pointy ear talks after a week. They let the orc go after a month. He wouldn't stop confessin' to things what hadn't happened yet. "That's not a confession," said Da Inquisitor. "That's a plan." "Yeah," said Da Orc, "and you're in it." A Humi, a pointy ear, and an orc walks into a bar and orders drinks. Da Humi can't pay, gave it all to the Emperor. The pointy ear can't pay, is coins from an empire what died 10 foos and years ago. Da Orc pays for all free, in teeth, owes teeth, the barman's. And the best frigate's tale ever told, a Humi, a pointy ear, and an orc finds a whirlamp what grants wishes. The pointy ear wishes himself back to his craft world, gone. The Humi wishes himself back to Oli Terra, gone. The orc looks around. Zog was gonna fight them too. Bring 'em back. Section 10. Gork and Mork. Last section, lads, and mind your manners now, 'cause this one's about the gods. Gork, what's brutal but cunning, and Mork, what's cunning but brutal. Don't ever mix 'em up. Wars have started over less. Dan over exactly that, actually. But the gods likes a laugh. Course they do. They invented the squig. The last get what asked, which god is the brutal one, and which is the cunning one, started a war. 6 planets burned. Gork won it, or Mork. That was what the second war was about. The god spoke to me, said the weird boy. What did they say? Louder. It was good advice. An orc once prayed to Gork for a bigger fight. Next morning, a beaky captain with a power sword turned up looking for him. Prayers get answered, lads. You just gotta go and collect. What happens if you dies running away? A young boy once asked the weird boy. Nobody knows, said the weird boy. Ain't never happened. And the last joke of the night, an orc dies charging a titan on his own and turns up at the gates of the Great Green. Gork looks him over. On your own, that's brutal but cunning. No, says Mork, cunning but brutal. Day's been arguing about it ever since. The orc snuck in while they was busy, which settles it, really. Right, fire's low, and the morning push comes early. Get your heads down, lads. But here's the last bit of wisdom, and it's free. You notice nobody else in this galaxy laughs. Not proper. The Humies got 1,000 worlds, and not one joke between 'em. And you know why? 'Cause to them, we's the punchline. The green tide on the horizon. The drums in the dark. The knock at the door. And you know we don't knock. The whole galaxy's one big joke, lads. Always was. We's just the only ones what got it. Now, up ya get, ya gits. The morning push won't crump itself. Here we go, here we go, here we go.